Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cinae, and if you're returning, hey loves. So today I did want to show you all some goals that I have that I want to go ahead and get finished up before we move into 2022, and also some goals that I have coming up for the beginning of 2022. So if you are interested in seeing that, go ahead and keep on watching. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscriber button and become part of the fam.
Baby, just do it for bankroll. Bankroll.
So moving right into the goals that I have as far as paying off some debt before the end of the year, I do have only these two debts that I want to go ahead and get out of the way before the new year gets here. It is just going to be more advantageous for me to get them out the way and just not have to carry them into the new year, which would make me feel a lot better. So my first one is this first Premiere, and it has a balance of roughly $520, and then the second one is my cell phone, and that's about almost $500. Now this first Premiere, you all, I will not be sad to see this go. This card has a low credit limit, it has a high interest, it has monthly fees and yearly fees. It is just not worth it to me to keep this card at all, so I am ready to get it off my plate. Now, as far as this cell phone, I definitely could have paid it before, but it was just not on my radar at the time. So getting out the way is more important to me now because it will lower my cell phone bill altogether. So those two are definitely my top two that I want to get out the way. And then going into 2022, this will be something more that I want to address in January and February, which the first one is tuition, because I do want to go ahead and get that paid off, because I rather worry about the class itself than worry about how I'm going to pay for the classes and the class. So I do want to go ahead and get this off my plate, and then it will be care credit. Now this is actually a promotional purchase, so this is no interest. So that's why it is last, but I do still want to get it paid off ahead of time. So if there's something else that I want to do in between February and April, that I can go ahead and get that out the way as well. So just switching it up a little bit, you all, I did want to share my financial goals that I have for 2021. Now, I did not have these goals when I came into 2021. I actually set these in either March or April. So I've really been on this financial growth journey for about 8 to 9 months, which in 8 to 9 months, I have definitely made great strides, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Because when I started, I didn't think I was making enough money, and I also had a high living expense as well as high debt. So I did switch up those three things. I did get a job that paid a little bit more. I lowered my monthly expenses and living expenses, and I also paid off some debt. Those three things helped me achieve my financial goals, and I did not know how I was going to achieve them. I just knew that they needed to be achieved, and the rest kind of worked its way out. So my first goal was to have an emergency fund of $1,000. Now, I was so happy to come up with that because honestly, you all, if something had happened, I would have been out of luck like Chuck, because I definitely did not have it if I needed it. And second was to have a savings of at least $1,000, because having a savings is great and it's something to build onto. So even though it's $1,000 now, I know that by the end of next year that it will definitely be more than $1,000, because I want it to be more than $1,000. And lastly, it was to pay down debt. Now, I am super proud of myself for this, because I have actually paid off upwards of $5,000 in debt. Getting that off my plate was amazing. I didn't even know that I made that much money to take care of that much debt. So just zero-based budgeting has definitely opened my eyes to how much money I actually do bring home, as well as how much money I was shelling out in paying debt. Now, moving back into my debt payment goals, the first one on my list is actually first Premiere. I do have money in my debt Snowball, so I'm going to quickly grab that envelope, and I'm going to see if we have enough to go ahead and take care of this bill, because if we do, I will definitely click my heels, because I'm ready to be done with this card. So let me go ahead and grab that envelope. So I have grabbed my debt Snowball envelope, and I'm just going to see how much we have inside. I'm just going to recount it to make sure what I think is in here is actually in here. So in my debt Snowball, I have 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 500, 520, 530. And look, you guys, we only needed $520. So I still have $10 left. to put back into my debt snowball, and I get to go ahead and pay off that card. I am so happy about this. Now, the interesting thing about this, the reason I was able to have $530 in my envelope was, of course, I stuffed it from my paycheck. But if you all had noticed, I did not stuff my savings challenge in the last 2 videos. And the reason being is because I realized that it would be more helpful for me to take that money and put it in my debt snowball than for me to just leave it there, because I did give myself a year to do that challenge. So I actually was starting the challenge earlier. But again, it made more sense to me, and it was more helpful now just to take that money out of the challenge and put it in my debt snowball. But you guys, I am so happy about this. I cannot wait. I'm going to go ahead and sit this to the side so I can go ahead and deposit it in my account and get that bill paid. I'm going to dance and put my little $10 back in my debt snowball so I can put it towards my cell phone bill. And we can be done with these 2 things before the end of the year. I am so happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and check that off now, baby, because it is done. Done. So I want to tell you all to stay motivated. Keep your head up. Keep your goals in mind. Don't look to your right. Don't look to your left. Just stay focused on the goals that you've set for yourself, because no one can tell you what your goals are. Those are things you have to set for yourself, because as long as you set them, you're going to keep your mind on those goals. And no matter what, the decisions you make, if you're really in tune with your goal, will take you towards your goal. Again, I am so proud of you all. No matter what you're doing, no matter, where you are in your journey, I am super proud of you. And I just want to thank you all for supporting me as I go through my journey. And I hope that we can continue to grow and save some money and pay off some debt and just be much happier and more stress-free. But now that I'm done with my soapbox, you guys, that is all that I have for this video. I will talk to you all next time. Bye.